I'd introduce it, but, the game puts in no effort, so I'm not either. How's everyone doing?
I'm ready for a very... Anyway, how's everybody doing?
It seems that the localizers of this game have, translated easy as normal.
Radiant Dawn Syndrome. Okay.
Yeah, Radiant Dawn Syndrome. By the way, we have our usual pals here, Gareth and Clement, because they're contractually obligated to appear in every new Sonic game we do.
I just played this game yesterday. Why are you fuckers making me do it again?
Yeah, but this time you're watching the game. That's much better than playing a game.
You know, Orbot and Cubot being here just kind of annoys me because, except for, maybe one line of dialogue, they have no reason to be in any of these cutscenes.
That's like half the characters in this game have no reason to be here.
No. You see, there's some interesting stuff with the characters, understated but interesting. Amy's, holding out hope for Sonic. Knuckles is the commander for some reason. Orbot and Cubot, they just exist.
Yeah, there's no. What does Charmy add, Lewis? What does Charmy add?
Yeah,
I'm
gonna say a lot of characters just exist in this game's story.
You clearly did not read the prequel comics. Knuckles is in charge because he says so.
Ryan, you put in Sonic Generations by mistake. Can you put in Forces now?
Ted, I'm not talking about what they add. I'm talking about why they're there, okay? All the random Sonic characters are there because the Freedom Fighters. Okay, whatever, I understand that. What are Orbot and Cubot there for? Comedy relief? Oh, wait, there is none. I'm sorry.
No, Lewis, no, there is. It's just really bad.
Yeah, it's just they're lackeys and they
get one line.
Their world just looks. It was a quick check. Okay.
No, you want to talk about a quick check? We'll get to them later.
They feel less substantial than Wormtail's goddamn cameo in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It's just at least that got a laugh out of me.
It's almost like the story in this game is really poorly written and doesn't know what it wants to do with itself. It's honestly
What, Ted, do you mean the story or the game itself?
Both, really.
Okay. So as always, when we're doing these fresh out of the oven, I think we should establish our own personal stance on where we stand with Sonic Forces. Are we Team Eggman or Team Sonic?
let's start with Clement because we all.
I wonder which team I'm on.
Yeah.
I'm on Team Mania.
I'm on Team 3 and K.
But I'm on Team. Can we get another adventure game, please?
But no, Teddy Suga said he's not going to go back to a classic gameplay style just to appease the fans. He wants to do something new. Goes back to exactly what the fans wanted in Generations.
Oh, jeez, you weren't kidding. Literally every cutscene is blocked.
Starting with combat, where do we stand with this game?
This game is a big disappointment compared to Colors, Generations, even Lost World. I would dare say. I think this is an inferior game to Lost World.
That's saying something.
I think it has solid gameplay in it. I think that the story is awful. I hate the story a lot. And the Avatar is an interesting idea. Classic Sonic controls like shit. It's a mixed bag for me. That's really all I could say. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Agreed there. I think I like it. With regards to Lost World, I still generally don't like that game, but I can at least appreciate that it has its own identity as a game compared to
this
where it's just whatever. We're not trying very hard. Here's an Avatar thing to add to it and nothing else.
Sonic Forces could have had its own identity if they had, skipped out on the nostalgia whoring stuff. And yeah, in this case I will call it that, because Classic Sonic serves no fucking purpose, story-wise or gameplay-wise in this game.
Nope.
Nice!
And they didn't even have the good grace to do Classic Sonic at least as good as they did in Generations. So
that's the baffling part. Why even do a Generations sequel?
Fuck you, Tails. You're playing You're playing Minesweeper. I know you are.
This is the best part of the game. Watching the bad guys play fucking hacky sacks with Sonic's.
Are you sure? This cutscene sucks. Compare this.
Watch the choreography on that. It's the best cutscene in the goddamn series.
It's the best cutscene in the game.
Oh no, Sonic Boom! Please, we made a mistake. Come back. Come back to
guys,
us.
Dude,
in order to introduce Infinite as their new edgy villain, they have him do the remarkable thing of taking a step to the left to dodge Sonic. Compare that to
he's faster than Sonic, except Sonic was going in a straight line. It was horribly telegraphed, so anyone could have dodged that.
Wasn't that basically Shadow's
Also,
introduction?
Silver, why are you here?
Lewis, it was the Shadow intro cutscene, but just worse, like 12 times worse.
Can I question the line, despair is a luxury we don't have?
The writing is just, okay, you know what, I'll go.
The writing's it's weird. The writing is all over the place. There's some really, really cringe lines, but there's some really, really good character moments now and again.
Is there?
So it's like, what?
I must have blinked and missed those.
Okay, I agree. I don't know what good character moments there were.
Mostly for like Sonic and his smart aleckyness at times.
When Tails cowers in fear over Chaos Zero, even though he defeated Chaos 4 with no problem. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Good job.
I just want to say, okay, this Freedom Fighter base really does underline the biggest problem with this game, is that we already had this story. It was told with much more charm and effort, and in that story, the base for the Resistance, the Freedom Fighters, had its own name and location within the world and story and everything. This is just a room in a basement somewhere.
Yeah. By the way, I want to thank Lewis for the second half of this and a good conversation earlier in the week. But as far as the OC goes, Meat stares the abyss. All he does is stare at everyone and sits in the corner, just staring at everyone.
Thumbnail the character.
Yes.
The story...
I still haven't given my views on the game yet. That's fine.
Yeah, me neither. Jeez, guys.
Okay, fine, go.
Go ahead, since you were about to talk first, Ted, go ahead.
Oh no, Gareth will just talk over me anyway, so he should go first.
So who likes pie? This is very, very. I think you guys said it. It's very underwhelming. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just really bland with really kind of boring level design. My biggest thing is the control. The control is stiff, and everything about classic Sonic in this game is just fucking terrible.
Oh Jesus!
Everyone Meat stares the abyss. He will sit in the corner and stare at everyone in
I've
pitch
seen
blackness.
some shit, man.
I saw the Metacritic for this game. Oh.
I like how Charmy looks at the camera like, yeah, I know I'm fucking worthless. It's fine. I don't know why I'm here either.
Honestly, like, my opinion of the game is that this would have been a 12 times better game if it was just the Avatar. Like, honestly, it's modern Sonic and classic Sonic that feel like they're the parts that's weighing this down. If it was just the Avatar, it probably wouldn't be great, but maybe they would have been able to focus this a little bit. It feels slapdash. The whole game just feels weirdly cobbled together from...
No, Ted, it feels drop dash.
I don't get it.
Fucking give me my check. I'm out of here.
Aye, the drop dash was good and smart and excellent forward-thinking design, okay? That's not what this game is. This game is the opposite of the drop
I love
dash.
Amy's face here. The voices tell me to burn things.
I love how they do the whole cutscene with Sonic getting his ass kicked. And they make a big deal. He's been gone for months. Is Sonic still alive? What are we going to do without Sonic? Second level in the game. Sonic's alive. Let's go get him.
What I don't get is why Tails couldn't have just picked Sonic up and then just taken him away. Tails is...
Well, because Infinite was 2 inches to the right and would have kicked
Tails is
after that.
almost as fast as Sonic. He could have swooped. Like, they don't even attempt to explain what happened afterwards. That was the problem.
Well, no, it's also like, so Eggman, Infinite, and everyone just let Tails be and let him just walk home or something.
Well, apparently that's Infinite's thing. As long as you cower in fear, I'll let you run away with your life. So
Yeah, Infinite's kind of on an ego trip.
And you know what? I don't want to call people with a different opinion of me stupid. But if you think the story in this game is anything close to being good or like deep and meaningful, you're an idiot.
Even meaningful, no. It had potential. Everything in this game had potential. I kind of liked some of the cutscenes. I like the animation in the cutscenes specifically.
I disagree.
Well, some cutscenes more than others.
It's the one thing where I feel there is a bit of a step up here. Is that there's a lot of motion in the cutscenes. There's a lot of action going on in the cutscenes.
There is, but the facial animation is still better in Rise of Lyric. Still has better cutscenes.
Yeah,
That's not what I mean. I mean.
What do you
Well,
mean by
then
animation?
express your opinions better then.
I mean, compared to Generations and Colors, this is the one point where where it actually kind of does better. And by it does better, I mean there's more going on in the cutscenes than just standing around and goddamn talking.
I get what you're talking about, Lewis, because that has been an issue I've had with the games for a little bit, is that, okay, the cutscenes are mostly just people standing there and talking. And granted, that's not really that big of an issue when the dialogue is mostly just focused on the characters being smartasses and whatever.
So you think, all right? So you're saying that you're saying you think Forces has better cinematography?
Yeah, but my thing is
Okay.
that if you even compare the cinematography in this to say Sonic Adventure 2, it's really lame and unimpressive. And like, look at the if you look at, for example, the impact that happens when like Infinite and the other bad guys hit Sonic, or when we get to the episode Shadow DLC when Shadow is hitting Infinite. Like, it looks like really, really lame. Like, even Nickelodeon cartoons have more satisfying, like, thwaps for slapstick stuff, you know? Like, nothing in this...
It's a problem when Source Filmmaker cranks out better animations.
Yeah, you see, Sonic Adventure 2's story has issues. I know it does, but the cutscenes are among the most iconic in the series, I think mostly due to how they're staged and shot, and while, yes, this enforces more than just people standing on the left and right of each other and being smartasses, it's not... It's trying to do more than that, and I appreciate the effort, but... when you try to do more than that and fail, it ends up being less satisfying to watch overall. You know,
see, Ted, I would say the cutscenes in SA2 are some of the most iconic just because of how fucking bad the motion capture is in that game.
Well, the motion capture is not very good, but that's partly because, like, you know, it's 2001. 2001. I'm more talking about the shots. Like, for example, that first...
Yeah, the way the scenes were shot, I will agree on
There
that.
are so many iconic shots in the game. For example, like at the Egg Golem, seeing the camera pan while all the characters turn around to see Eggman. Sonic and Shadow's first interaction. The scene with Sonic and Shadow in the forest, you know. There's a lot, like, granted, the animation is aged and the sound mixing is pretty bad, but there's a reason why
Pretty bad, that's being generous.
Okay, whatever. But there's a reason why people remember those scenes so well, and it's, I think, due to the way that they're shot. And comparing those to this, I don't think they're even in the same ballpark, really.
On the other hand, Sonic Adventure 2 also had cutscenes like the one with Knuckles, Rouge, and Eggman in the desert, which was completely lazy and bullshit. But,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, but all of the cutscenes in Forces feel like that one. That was the problem.
Nah. I'll give them a little more credit than that.
Looking good, Joker.
Getting in touch with your true self. You know, Jim Sterling in his review had one of the avatars he showed off was the Knight's costume with the persona mask. I'm still trying to figure out if that was a joke on purpose, because they both have to do with Jungian psychology, and I think Knight's is a shadow or a persona.
Sonic has feet, normal color feet.
I think that's actually supposed to be the monkey ball feet.
The horror.
I believe the tan feet and
the monkey ball, because it is canon that Sonic characters just have a blob, no toes at all. That is canon to this franchise. I'm not even.
Well, I thought you were gonna say it was canon that Sonic has no actual feet; he just has shoes.
Hey, Tails, I'm just gonna say you're looking pretty good for someone who supposedly
lost
lost
it.
it.
Why is Omega broken?
Also, hi Chaos, your check's in the mail.
This was
Good song.
I like when Tails just, under threat of Chaos, she just turns around and literally points his ass directly at Chaos's face.
If you're looking forward to a Chaos boss fight, there is none.
You're that Sonic from another dimension. We're traveling through time and space.
Guys, I will say, like, when yesterday playing this the first time, when it was revealed to me that was all we saw of Chaos, that was like the fucking funniest thing ever. It was like, this is the dumbest thing.
I have two problems with this cutscene. One is that it only exists to establish that Omega is a thing, so that he can come in later and do absolutely goddamn nothing.
Why did Tails just stop repairing them to begin with? Like,
because
Jesus.
he finished repairing them and it didn't turn him back on, so he gave up.
Did he forget to change the batteries, or what?
I get. Well, maybe he's solar powered.
Apparently he succeeded, but it didn't look like it succeeded, so he sort of assumed that he failed, but he didn't.
I wish the game explained that.
But more importantly, the classic v modern separate dimensions, worlds, whatever thing is now canon. And my head hurts, Izuka. Thanks a lot.
Izuka!
Yeah, because that just contradicts with like half of Sonic Adventure 1. So
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like so what you start asking some very basic questions of, well, what's canon now? Because you can't because obviously adventure
That's spring.
Yes.
What? There's a...
Okay, yeah. Thank you for interrupting Ryan for that.
Yes. But no, you asked some very easy questions of, okay, what's canon now because of that? Because if you have Chaos and Shadow here, obviously Adventure 1 and 2 are canon, but Adventure 1 references the old games all the time. So does that mean the Genesis game still happened, or what?
Yeah, because like in Adventure 1 it says stuff like, oh, Knuckles, you got tricked by him again? Okay, well then when did he get tricked the first time if Sonic 3 Knuckles isn't canon anymore, you know? Like,
They
jeez.
played Connect 4, and Knuckles did not realize you can go diagonally. Pretty sneaky,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so it's just one of those, you bring this up, and when some very basic questions derail the entire idea of it, you have to, like, ask Iyzeekiil or whoever came up with that idea for Sonic in general is, couldn't you have come up with something better?
Yeah, but you know, and I'm not saying that this is what they were thinking. I'm not giving them nearly that much credit. But one of the things with time travel is that when time travel happens, you basically create an alternate reality out of the new time stream. So, logically, when Classic Sonic went back to his dimension, what would have happened and should have happened to avoid a time paradox of some kind is that becoming a new Classic Sonic dimension. Completely separate from the modern Sonic one. So
It's just more of a, you can't just play loosey-goosey with that and just say, oh, he's from another dimension now,
Yeah,
because that's what
I
happened
know.
with
It's-
Blaze
it's
and
a
Sonic 06
typical
and
Sonic
stuff. It's
team,
like,
My
like,
problem
completely-
with that... Someone after you.
It's this typical Sonic team, like, ignoring of continuity, where, like, in 2005, Eggman Nega was Eggman's alternate dimension version. In 2006, Eggman Nega's from the future, and he's his descendant. It's like, stop it!
I love this cutscene. I love this cutscene because it is just literally infinite, just murdering people on screen.
wait, when did they turn Eggman Nega into his descendant?
Rivals.
Sonic
Rivals.
Rivals.
That's so dumb. It also
Yes,
completely
it is
shits
dumb.
on the point. The reason he's called Eggman Nega is because he's Eggman negative. He's the negative version.
I'm pretty
Come
sure
on.
Sonic Rivals also came out before Sonic Rush Adventure, and I think Sonic Rush Adventure has him going back to just being an alternate dimension.
yes, it
Eggman.
is.
So
This was also in the middle of the Blaze debacle, so...
I also, Ryan, I love the fact that in that cutscene, instead of looking scared at the end of it, your OC just looks high as fuck. It's like, shit, man, that stuff just kicked in.
Now we just have the Dragon Ball Z abridged Mr. Popo stare.
This is your brain. This is your brain on the Phantom Ruby. Any questions?
Hi,
Yeah, several.
Sonic.
Oh boy.